So my phone actually died in the middle of my live, and I was ending it, and I don't see it on my page. So I don't know if it's viewable or not. So I'm just gonna do a quick version of my other live. So basically, it is transparency and my disclaimer of being an addict. I'm not high right now. Probably should have that. But I feel like it's important to disclose that because, for one, so if anybody wants to click off of this video and to not follow or to not listen to me and my experiences, I understand, and that's okay. You don't feel bad either. I've been guilty myself of sinning because of it. That meant that God could use me. Maybe excusing my disobedience to God. Not sharing, but holding the information and the knowledge and the joy and the change that He's made and can make in your life. And if it's not addiction, it could be anything. I mean anything. But I know as I watch videos online, a mixture of my own insecurity, but also wanting to feel like I could relate to others made me feel kind of hopeless in my walk at first. In my walk. Because I'm like, okay, these testimonies, they have these girls, and like I prayed and I gave my life to God and I'm sober, or I never drink again, I didn't have cravings, and it's amazing. But for some of us, it's not like that, and I'm not justifying the addiction. I'm not saying God's okay with it or that He made it this way. I don't know. But what I do know is that it doesn't please Him, and we have the availability to live free. A part of it, I think, is probably so that I don't get prideful and boast in my own ability, and so that I can learn fully that it is God. And that I don't just okay, because anytime I try to get sober, I don't get into my work. I don't. And I literally spend a lot, almost all day. Anyway. I just want to be realistic. I used to edit videos and I couldn't stop editing, and I was like, I'll never go live. I didn't have confidence in myself, and I didn't realize until recently it wasn't me to have confidence in, but God. And it changed my mind. It blew my mind. And I was going through my journals of what I've written and just trying to see, okay, God, because I've been irritated, and, you working, you moving, what am I missing? What am I missing? Why is it so hard? And I found this, and it's just impossible to keep going and to just hoard all of this and to not help somebody else with this, because I know that this can help somebody else. And so, here we are. It says, you are here physically, but you went from pretending to be okay to a walking zombie, the living dead. I questioned if you knew who you were. I questioned if I knew who you were. I questioned if you knew who I was. Now, I know. Your body may be visible, but my daughter's spirit and her mind, my daughter's spirit, her mind is not near me. Sorry. My beloved daughter is missing. And I think it's about me, and I think but it's about you if you're on this video came across it. I believe that, I know that God inspired it. I don't remember what I was studying. I'm trying to read my notes. I write sloppy notes. I like to write down everything, but an important part to remember is that Jesus is the dead living. Like, so this was in a really dark part of my life, and I'm glad I came across it because I needed to hear it and be reminded of that, because when you go through hard times and when people doubt or question you changing, and you know that you have, and you deal with people not believing you because of what you've done, and you have no foot to stand on as far as, like, you know, trust, because you broke it, and it really just seemed like you had a change, that you have, and you know you have, and you know what you're saying is true, and you already dealt enough shame and doubt, and like, man, you know, and you've been giving your all to God, it does something, and I was like, I am done, like, I'm done. I literally threw my Bible, and I was like, mostly out of spite or smite or whatever, but like, I was so broken, I was so low, like, this was just the other day, and I was like, I cannot do this anymore, and I've been praying and praying and praying and trying, and I got a bunch of stuff for somebody that I'm very close to, and for them to turn to God, like, and I had, well, not quit, I quit praying about it, but not because, like, I lost hope, just because I kind of quit praying as much. I kind of slowed down on reading my Bible, which I still read it every day, but, I've started to read it again, but the other day, it felt like forever, and I feel guilty and I feel bad, but it's, like, crazy just to see how I never even thought, like, I used to be like, the Bible ain't true, you know, you play the telephone game, and you know how when you're playing telephone, when you're in school or whatever, and like, it's like a rumor game, you go down the line, and by the time it gets to the end of the line, it is a completely different story than what it started out as. That's, to me, what the Bible was. Like, there's no way that you can have a reliable source of information from that long ago stay the same and true. And then I got in the New Age and went against everything that I was like, there's no way this can, you know, and God was like, this is not your path, this is not your way, and so yeah, I put, from after pretending to be okay, I put sharing with others your demonic teachings which caused you to stumble, lying to loved ones saying it's okay to not be okay because it sounded good in the moment, which ultimately is a false projection and illusion. And I don't think that it's bad intentions. I think that everybody that says this, including myself before, has really good intentions, and usually it's because you want to help someone else or justify the way you feel, and because it sounds good. But if it's true, deep truth, you know, there's just no way of saying that it's okay to not be okay while you're trying to advocate for getting help before you commit suicide. To stop suicide, to battle addiction, to battle mental health and mental illness. How can you do all of these things while also saying it's okay to not be okay? Because I've been there, and I'm like at my wit's end, and full-blown addiction, and literally suicide obsession, and like walking back and forth wanting to get my hair out because like I can't take it anymore, and I don't know how to fight back this urge to not be here anymore. When cutting doesn't help, when drugs don't help, when medication and therapy and I'm not all at once, but I've done all of them at once too, but I've done all of these things separately, but anyways, sitting there and being like, telling myself, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not be okay, and it's just not true. It's just not. And to me, it's not true. Because it wasn't okay that I wasn't okay. And lying to myself didn't make it any more okay. It didn't heal me. It didn't fix me. It didn't even make me feel better in the moment. Like, it made me feel worse. And a well-intentioned phrase that we share online, we think can help. And I'm not saying it won't help somebody, but I don't think it's even helping you to tell others that. Because in a way, it's enabling you to say that it's okay for you to be where you are if it's unhealthy or toxic or if you need help. And it's not okay to not be okay. We can rejoice in our sufferings. We can have joy through them. We can trust God through them. But we've got to be honest about where we are. And if you're lying to yourself, that's self-deception. And I just speaking to me about it in different ways. I'm not going to go into detail about that because it's not the main focus. The main focus is that there's a daughter out there that I believe was supposed to hear this. That I believe is in that place where you're here physically, but mentally you're never here. You've checked out, or you're trying to come back and you don't know how, or you want to leave so bad, or you're done, or you've tried to leave and it didn't work. And Exodus 14:14 reminds me always that the Lord is fighting for us, for you, for me, that the Lord will fight for you and you shall hold your peace. Remain silent, be still. He's fighting for us, even when you won't fight for yourself, even when you're fighting to end yourself. And that has been the most impactful part of my walk with God. And I'm so far from perfect, and I know that, and I know it's not okay. But I also know that I have to be honest with myself, and I have to be honest with you, and I used to think that my goal and my purpose in the kingdom was to encourage others. But God's been really speaking to me about transparency. Being real, unfiltered, raw, and Samantha. I'm hyper, but I'm not, super positive or like, I feel like I'm not like a lot of people on here that talk about God, but maybe I'm just seeing the wrong videos, or, just new in this. So I'm not here to teach. I've said it before, but I just want to share my experiences. I want to share the process and what it's like going through it. A realistic example, and not just the end result, which nobody's at the end result, but I want to show what it's like for someone like me to go through this, and how it changes over time. And I'm interested in seeing the progress, because If you only knew. I have some videos, and I might eventually upload them, but I've come a long ways. But my own feet didn't do it. It was the Spirit of God. So, thanks for watching.